Okay, I have this. It's kind of crooked. Let me just slightly do like that. And we're gonna, I think that's fine. Let me just turn it a little bit so that's not in there. Okay, so hi, A-Rock Canvas, what's up? I'm trying to be more consistent here. I have more time right now, and will hopefully in the future, in the next few months after I graduate, have more time. But that's not guaranteed. So, yeah, one of the things I want to do in the future, you would have seen the previous video, which is like thesis, making a collection and stuff like that. I have made a collection. I showed you some of the pieces that I made. I'm going to talk a little bit about the vending experience. I have another vending opportunity coming up this weekend, and I'm just going to do two individual, that blue is getting me, two individual like videos on that. So yeah, I did a little bit of creating art for the vending, you know, all that kind of stuff. Great. Should have made some today. Didn't feel like it. Kind of tired. Not gonna, you know, just not gonna suffer out here. Ate my food and now I'm just like chill. So I made some new pieces to sell last week. Had that event. So it's going to be like a recap. Essentially, I don't know if I'm going to do the lady that does that anymore. Like, if I do, I'm giving her one more shot. And I might do that one last shot this year. I think she has like 2 dates. And if I don't have success with her, I'm moving on to other opportunities. I just feel like with her, the first time it didn't go really well. I didn't really make my money back, legit, like for real. The second time I didn't make my money back, but I got closer to it and it was a better crowd. And I'm hoping that the third time works out, but you know, I might just end up not going forward with that because, you know, I'm in the space where I think I really want to have targeted markets where I know that there's going to be good traffic and stuff like that. And I just feel like this person isn't planning really good events. I think they're relying on the establishments, like clientele to do it, and their clientele has nothing to do with art. The clientele has nothing to do with any of the services that they are like soliciting as far as vendors. So it's kind of like they come there and they buy art, or they come there and they buy jewelry, or they come there and do that, but it's like there's no anticipation of like, oh, like this market, I know that I want art, I know that I want jewelry, I've been looking for some stuff, you know, this is a good time of the year to do it, we're going to be outside and stuff like that. It's more like the first time we were at like a bar brewery scene or whatever, and we were upstairs and there wasn't that much foot traffic, to be honest. People were making sales. It just wasn't the space for me, but it still also wasn't a good market. And the second time it was a way better crowd, but also still I feel like it wasn't a good market. Like the girl next to me left. I don't think she had any sales. The girl across from me, I think she had like 2 sales, but I think she may have told people this is where she was going to be. And so like, you know, you're not really getting introduced to like new people in that way. I chose to be indoors because like I didn't have a tent or anything like that. And I am not about to suffer outside in the heat without a tent or some shade. Stuff like that. So I really didn't want to be outside. But then again, if you spend all your money outside, when you come inside, you just want the beer and that's it. I had like 2 sales of 3 items total, and that almost got me back to my booth fee, which is fine. But I just think that overall this person isn't a good planner for events, and I think that is unfortunate, but I think that also is something that they're going to have to work on without my money there in the pot. And, you know, if I go to the events and stuff like that, and I see that there's progress, then maybe like I'll sign up for it. There is also one other like place that I was interested in, but I don't think I'm going to do that one either. I think I'm going to start really targeting the craft specific markets. And if you are not craft specific, you just are like a assemblage of random fucking people, random businesses. There's no cohesion, there's no, you know, there's nothing about them that makes sense in terms of vending, and the space itself doesn't make sense for vending. Then I have to consider, because I was telling my friend, I was saying, like, you know, when it comes to like event planning, a lot of people are getting into these like event promotion spaces and vending spaces, and they're in it because you can make quite a bit of money if you're charging, you know, per event, you know, 15-20 vendors, about $20 to $50, depending on the place. It may be really cheap, so you're promoting that. You make your money back really fast, and it's whatever if they don't make theirs, which you can't guarantee that they're going to make sales. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is that you can plan the event in such a way that there's true anticipation for your event and stuff like that. And I think, I don't think this person does that really well. I paid extra for a table, and it was just the tables that they had there. It wasn't like the 6-foot table or anything. It was just like the not the bar tables, but like the tables of the establishment. And I'm just like, I'm just growing increasingly dissatisfied. So because of that, you know, I really am going to have to get cutthroat in 2026, because 2027 I also want to do some big things. There's a really big fair that I want to be a part of, and I want to get my work together. And I think that I'm tired of playing it small. I really want to push forward and make some efforts. So I think, you know, I think 2026 and beyond definitely is a space, if you're creative, to get really, really, really discerning about the spaces that you're in. I'm not saying that small places or small operations, or, you know, just starting out, because I want to do event planning type stuff. This is kind of inspired me to kind of do that, because I want to see if I'm better at it, because I'm planning. But I just think that there's just a level of care that you need to have when it comes to that. And I think also the reason why people go to the same fairs as vendors is because they know that the people that are doing it actually do it well, and actually generate buzz and have crowds and generate, you know, a lot of anticipation around their vendors. And you can tell the difference when that doesn't happen. So it isn't happening for this lady, and I think that, you know, the people are nice. She's nice. The people that are trying to do these events are nice. And maybe it's just the city we're in. I do think that she's not from here, and was like the other cities had a little better of a space. But I also think that whoever's planning it may be different than the person that we're getting, and the person that is planning other cities is way better at doing it than this person is. So I probably won't be doing that one. I'll look for other avenues and stuff like that. I have another one to do this, another space to do this weekend. So I'm gonna go and do that, and then we'll kind of see how it goes, and I'll do another video talking about that place as well. I anticipated doing a little bit better, because I think they're used to doing events. It's not necessarily a vending specific company. It's actually like a park type thing, but they're holding an event. The only thing is, it's like the weather. We're just trying to anticipate if the weather is if the weather is going to be good. So there's that. Hopefully in the future, the next week's videos, I'll be able to like talk about that a little bit better and have better results and stuff like that, because I really do want to go for it with the art and stuff like that. I don't necessarily see it being like full-time, at least not now, but I do want it to be a larger portion of my income and a larger portion of how I spend my time in terms of my creative outlets. That's something that's important to me. I think that I spent a lot of time running away from creative pursuits because it wasn't practical and stuff like that, and it still in many ways isn't practical, but I think that there is anticipation around art and enthusiasm, and there's a lot of people who are out there who still buy art and can afford it, and I think that going forward in that direction won't really bite me in the ass. I think that I'll be more kind of depressed and down and out if I don't pursue it, because it's an outlet for me and it's a way for me to express myself, and I love it. And I think when I'm not doing the things that I love to do in some capacity, it may not be every day, it may not be full time, right? But when I'm not doing it at all, that's when I hit the huge slumps, and that's when I hit the huge like depressive kind of moments in life. So I really want to take care with that. It really is a part of my mental well-being. Even if I'm not selling, the fact that I'm still creating and getting out there really does help me. Meeting new people, seeing new spaces, new neighborhoods that I like don't venture to like sell, meeting new people, having them like excited about the art even if they don't buy, definitely excited if they do buy. All that stuff like goes into my well-being. So I really anticipate doing that a lot more, especially post-graduation. I anticipate that. So that's enough about that for this video. Thank you for watching. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.